Tim Burton's Batman film is a classic, but how much do you really know about what happened behind the scenes? For example, what 3 other Batman villains did Burton almost put into the film? Which actors were considered for both Batman and the Joker? And which future Batman actually auditioned to play Robin before the character was cut? Find out more in this episode of The Bencave. Welcome to The Bencave, where this week we're going to be covering 5 things you didn't know about Batman '89. Why am I dressed as Steve Jobs? I'm not, I'm dressed as Michael Keaton. Shut your mouth. Number 5. Alan Moore met with Tim Burton. Yes, Alan Moore, comics' greatest writer and greatest critic, had a small hand in consulting on the film. Moore met with Tim Burton during the movie's development due to his work on 1988's The Killing Joke. Burton was a huge fan of The Killing Joke, calling it his favorite comic. In a 2002 interview with The Guardian, Moore shared that his advice for Burton was, quote, get Gotham City right. Moore also met with screenwriter Sam Hamm, who told Comic Scene magazine that he had read The Killing Joke before it was published and even included lines from the comic in one of his scripts for the film. Unfortunately, the lines were cut before production. While we don't know what Moore thought of the final movie, the writer recently came out and said that it was the last superhero movie he ever bothered to see. Take that for what you will. Number 4. Burton almost had Joker, Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler create Robin in the movie. Yes, in 1985, when Burton was hired on the project, he collaborated with Julie Hickson on a script treatment with his ideas. While Joker was the main villain of that treatment, it also featured 3 cameos from the Rogues Gallery: Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman. All 3 would join Joker in Crashing the Circus, with Penguin dressed as a ringmaster, Riddler disguised as a clown, and Catwoman, quote-unquote, sexually decked out as a trapeze artist. In a weird twist of canon, Catwoman was actually the one who put the acid on the ropes that killed the Graysons and caused the origin of Batman's sidekick, Robin. Number 3. The finale almost didn't include Vicky Vale. One of the sequences that was rewritten the most was the final confrontation between Batman and Joker in the cathedral. In nearly all the drafts, the final fight was solely between the Dark Knight and the Clown Prince of Crime. No thugs, no Vicky Vale. So what happened? Hamm's original draft had Joker unmask a wounded Batman, only for Bruce to turn the tables on him and signal the bats from the belfry to attack the Clown Prince of Crime, leading him to fall to his death. Various other scenarios were mapped out, including a version that killed off Vicky Vale, and another where both Batman and Joker fell off the cathedral together, with Batman using the grappling gun to save him. None of these, however, satisfied the filmmakers, and so one night, Jack Nicholson joined producer John Peters in seeing the classic Andrew Lloyd Webber musical, The Phantom of the Opera. Its ending focused on the love triangle among its 3 leads, Christine, Raoul, and the Phantom. Inspired, Peters and the filmmakers added Vicky Vale to the finale, and the on-set rewrites led to the ending that we got in the film. In other words, you can thank Andrew Lloyd Webber for these classic bits. Number 2. William Dafoe and Ray Liotta were considered for both Batman and the Joker. Funny enough, in the early drafts of the film, Joker was not the killer of Bruce Wayne's parents. In fact, they were deliberately written to be the same age. In the first draft, Bruce Wayne is described as, quote, 32 years old, tall, athletic, impeccably mannered, and intensely handsome, and that, quote, his forearm looks like a thin layer of skin over braided telephone cables.
Indeed!
So, not quite Michael Keaton. Jack Napier, in the meantime, is also described as 32 years old, and that, quote, his features are delicate, almost feminine. So, not quite Jack Nicholson either. Batman and Joker being the same age is no coincidence. Screenwriter Sam Hamm saw the 2 men as doppelgangers, saying that, quote, the Joker has to be a dangerous Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is the aristocratic half, and this guy is the maniacal half. In an interview with Comic Scene magazine, he revealed that he had Ray Liotta and William Dafoe in mind when writing the Joker, citing Liotta's performance in the movie Something Wild as an example of how he could play the role. Ironically, both actors would end up being considered for the role of Batman instead, with Liotta turning down the audition for Burton due to not being able to take the character seriously. Meanwhile, William Dafoe shared that there were very early talks of him taking on the cowl, but it seems neither actor moved forward that much in the process. Speaking of casting that almost happened, that leads me to number 1. Ben Affleck auditioned for the role of Robin. Both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton will appear in The Flash together as Batman, but on another Earth, Ben Affleck could have been Robin to Keaton's Batman. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, Affleck revealed that he and childhood friend Matt Damon both auditioned for the role of Robin, who was featured in the early scripts by Sam Hamm.
But this is actually an audition for Tim Burton is making a movie of Batman, and this is for Robin. So we both auditioned for Robin.
Robin's parents would have been killed by Joker before the third act of the film.
No!
And the script ended with Bruce agreeing to let Robin join him in crime fighting. Affleck and Damon were not the only actors considered, however. Comic Scene magazine reported that Irish actor Ricky Addison Reed from A Return to Salem's Lot was in the running for the role. Later, actor Kiefer Sutherland said he was also under consideration when he was 19. Obviously, none of these actors got to play Robin since the role was cut, though Affleck did end up becoming Batman, of course, years later, starting in 2016's Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. And with that, those are 5 things you didn't know about Batman 89. Please check out the Superhero Stuff You Should Know podcast, where we go into all those things into much more detail, including a full breakdown of all the other scripts that were never made and the casting that never happened. The links to these episodes are in the description below. If you're able, please join our Patreon. Here's a shout out to our current supporters. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Ben Wan. Thanks for joining me in the Bencave, and please do us a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about us. See you later.
Woo.